So, pretty universal kind of occurrence that we're finding for companies who are losing revenues, need to have finance step in and make some hard decisions about costs. I mean, at Gain Theory, as well as every company that I've ever been in that goes through a recession, that tends to happen. The key is not to fold and go home. The key is to get to the other side of, call it the crisis point. So in many ways, we are in the crisis point still, being under quarantine and having a number of economic factors being radically changed around us, where the finance people don't feel comfortable about knowing how the future is going to be. Therefore, what really needs to happen is leveraging a lot of the things we've been talking about, doing your homework about the best ways, the best information about what's changing and how it's changing, then applying and testing and understanding in small amounts. If you can get small amounts from finance to test your ROIs and see if what these very low cost media buys are actually being more effective than ever in the past, and you're actually driving revenue that you might not have otherwise seen, and preparing yourself essentially for either the back half, the fourth quarter, or if your business is a longer cycle time, 2021. So there's a lot of mindset in there that has to do with using the data, using the tools we're describing, using ROI language with the finance department and it depends on your business in some ways, to be ready when the time is right for the next ask, for the next investment, for the next initiative.
So I totally agree with what John was saying. And I think the other thing is there's a lot of information that's available in the public domain. Studies, I mean, I did a Google search yesterday and I was surprised at how many studies have all concluded that marketing during a recession leads to better outcomes during the recession and after the recession. So I think putting a business case together for the finance team on what is the short-term value and the longer-term value of advertising and marketing is critical. There's a really interesting business case that we helped a client put together the other day, where we were able to show that for one client who went off air for several months during the recession, when they came back on air, it took them 13 months to build back up to the place that they were prior to going off air. So I think if you can put together the case to say, not only is there a short-term impact of going off air and market share loss that we'll experience, but there is a longer-term a challenge to the business by not advertising. I think if we can put that into financial terms, it seems to resonate much better, and then helps to make that business case for why don't we at least try and test our way into what might work today.
Yeah, and to build on that, long-term effectiveness is a capability that we're actively developing and actively measure. So working with clients right now today, we are measuring long-term effectiveness as well as the regular measures that we do for our marketing mix model, the regular effectiveness thing. So it's completely doable. It's part of the repertoire of things that you would do in this situation. And if you added that to maybe a previous MMM, that would give you the understanding of how this darkness might impact your business and give you another piece of information for the finance team.